Good day, Dave Zediker, Falcon Road Maintenance Equipment Manufacturers Rep, here to do the in-service training on the 2-ton Roadway. Before you start anything on the demo, it is very important that you take a copy of this document and make copies of it and have everybody read this document before they start to view the video. There are some things on this piece of equipment that you'll need to pay attention to in the process to use the items around this equipment. First, there is a marine grade battery tender already mounted to the patcher itself. This marine grade battery tender works off this 110 power outlet that's also attached to the patcher. In order to properly plug in, what you need to do is you'll need to get yourself a UL approved minimum 12 gauge, no longer than 50-foot extension cord. Take and plug it in first to the 110 outlet on the patcher. Then take the male end and plug it into your 110 power outlet source. Once you have both ends of the extension cord plugged in, it is important that you verify that the blue light is on the battery tender. That indicates that you have power coming from your 110 power source, and it's also got good power going to the 110 outlet on the patcher. The other item that's on here that works off the 110 power is the 24-hour timer. On this, you can use the 24-hour timer to pre-warm a load cold mix. In order to make sure how this is properly working, you will pull the yellow dial out towards you, turning it and setting it to the proper time of day. As you can see, there is a PM side and an AM side to the dial. The next thing you'll do is you'll take the green trip pin, set it to the time that you want the pre-warm to start. And last, the silver switch with the words on and off stamped in it, turn it to the off position. Once a month, you're going to want to go to the water fuel filter separator, open up the pitcock valve, and drain off the water in the water fuel filter separator. With all of our diesel-fired units, on any of our fuel tanks, you will see in a black and white label, it says diesel fuel. Off to the right-hand side of the word fuel, it will tell you once the temperature gets below 40 degrees, what you need to do to treat the fuel for that cold weather condition. Once it gets below 20 degrees, it will also tell you what you need to do to treat the fuel for cold weather conditions. As you can see, there are more labels on this piece of equipment. This one here is talking about daily, monthly, biannual, and annual maintenance. As with any of the labels on the Falcon hot patchers, in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a number for that label. So if this label becomes destroyed or unreadable, call the factory to order a new label, and it will be shipped to you free of no charge. All right, as you can see, we are using a fork truck to lift this into the back of the 1-ton dump that we have borrowed from one of our local municipalities. This is the best way to load this piece of equipment into the back of the dump body. As you can see, we've now got it in position to lower it into the back of the dump truck. As you can see, you have a shoveling tray. You can use your dump body to exit some material off the shoveling deck. The offloading door is for position, closed. To make this operate, you pull the handle down, it locks into the first open position. Pull the handle back towards you again, taking the pressure off the locking pin, hold it out, until you get to your third open position. Do the same thing in order to get the door fully open. When the door is now fully open, you have an area that is 30 inches wide by 12 inches high. All right, after you've done your pothole work using the shoveling tray, what you can do is you can flip the shoveling tray up and out of the way, locking it in place with the chains in the holder. Now you have accessibility with your dump body to offload this material into any major repair areas. As you can see, on the roadway patcher, there is a pigtail. This pigtail is already set up to receive a charge off your tow vehicle while it's out in the field and the truck is running. What you would do is you take this end and plug it into the receptacle in order to keep the battery hot while you're out in the field. As you can see on the back of the control box, there's another label that tells you to ensure the battery is fully charged at 12.8 volts. When you open up the control box, what you will see inside the control box is the digital controller, the hopper switch, and a green light that tells you that you have enough voltage in the battery for the burner to properly fire up. If this green light is not on, check the 24-hour timer box to make sure that the silver switch with the words on and off is in the on position. The burner is either going to fire up or not fire up when you flip the hopper switch on. When you flip the hopper switch on, you see all the LEDs light up on the digital controller. It will then go through a 20-second process of systems checks. In the upper left-hand corner of the digital controller, you see a green light flashing. This is an indication or a call for heat. Currently, the temperature on the digital controller reads 55 degrees off the thermocouple that is inside the inner wall of the box. To check and see what your temperature is currently set at, you have 3 buttons. The leftmost button, closest to the offloading door, when you push that button down and hold it, it will show you what your current temperature is set at. That 300-degree temperature is the maximum temperature setting. The digital controller has a temperature range between 32 degrees on the low end and 300 degrees on the high end. To change that temperature, again, the 3 buttons, and the button closest to the offloading door, push it and hold it. And since we're already at our maximum temperature, we're going to go to the triangle with the point down to decrease this temperature. So let's say we had a load of cold patch material in here, and we wanted to operate it at, say, 100 degrees. We will hold both of these buttons down until we reach our desired temperature. Once your desired temperature is set, the burner will continue to run until you reach that desired temperature. For illustration purposes only, I have reset that temperature that you just previously seen set at 100 degrees to 57 degrees. The reason why I've done this is so once this digital controller reaches our desired temperature now of 57 degrees, it'll turn the burner off from producing a fire in the combustion chamber. The way that we get the heat into this piece of equipment is the combustion chamber is where the flame is produced. It is then forced air heat into the interior of the box. As you can see, we've reached the desired temperature of 57 degrees. You know you've reached your desired temperature not only because of what you're set at, but because the green light in the upper left-hand corner is no longer flashing. All right, to operate the upper loading doors, pull the positive detention pin out of the door handle support area, lift the handle up, pull it out until it's fully extended, grab it, pull it down, put it in place, then put the positive detention pin in so the upper loading door doesn't inadvertently close. As you can see, with both upper loading doors open, it forms a funnel to direct the material into the box, which is perfect for when you go to the asphalt plant. When you're loading this in the yard, you will have to load it from the side with a bucket loader. You will not be able to use a bobcat or a skid steer to load this. As you can see, we have D-rings on this. There's one on the back, there's one on the front. On the opposite side, you have D-rings on the back and the front. You will need to secure this slip-in unit to 4 points in the dump body so it doesn't inadvertently come out as they're lifting the dump body up or as they're traveling down the road. Those 4 points are points of your choice. This is going to end the in-service training on the Falcon Army 2-ton roadway patcher. If you have any questions in regards to operations or parts, please contact your local Falcon dealer representative or call the Falcon factory at 989-495-9332. Listen to the voice prompts for either parts or service, and we will help you out once we receive the call. Thank you.